Good morning, good afternoon, dare I say, good evening to you all. My name's Lockabar, and this is just it's a little test, just playing around with a few settings for some trading card game box openings. I have been opening a number of boxes of various trading card games up on my Twitch. You can find me over at Lockabar on Twitch. And at the moment, I'm just recording this so that we can start maybe putting up some YouTube videos. So if you like this type of thing and you do find it enjoyable, feel free to like and subscribe. Yeah. So we've got Shadowverse Evolve. Yeah, I've got a number of other games up and coming. We've got Flesh and Blood and Volcana, but this here is Shadowverse Evolve Alterchaotica. Alterchaotica. Look at this. So, Shadowverse Evolve is my guilty little pleasure TCG. I thoroughly enjoy playing it, and I should say I enjoy all the games I'm opening. I enjoy them, playing them. I enjoy collecting them. But yes, this is my guilty pleasure because it definitely doesn't come with many packs per box, per price, and it's certainly same with the amount of cards per pack. And you really don't get much of the set from just one or so boxes, right? Hell, even two boxes. But I really like the artwork, right? I really like the artwork. And as I said, I really like the game. So I've been bit by bit just buying at least one of each of the booster boxes for the sets. And I'm almost up to date. There's a few that I haven't got yet. But we're getting there. So yeah. Let's open her up. Let's open her up. Do you play Shadowverse Evolve? Do you collect Shadowverse Evolve? Is this a thing that you all enjoy? As I said, I am a player as well as a collector of games. I'm not really much into the investment side of things of it. I barely ever sell any of my own cards. I used to trade. I used to wheel and deal Magic the Gathering back in the day a lot. Well, before the advent of fancy TCG players and technologies and shit. You know, binders, going to games, conventions, and actually just trading, right? I know. There we go. That took way too long, didn't it, to actually get the wrap up? But it's still nice. It's still nice for you, even as a collector and a player. It's still nice to know your collection might have some value. Now, I will say, caveat that most of these games we're opening up, the air quote value of them pretty much is the value that is as a collector and a player. There isn't many cards in the set that are worth big dollars. It ain't no Pokemon, boys and girls, ladies and gents, all right? And that's okay. What we got in here? But if if it's your hobby, you've got the money to do so, and it sparks joy, good for you, right? Good for you at the end of the day. And it does spark joy for me. So we got a little box topper, a token. Now I did notice the tokens used to be nice, big, thick cardboard. Now they're very thin. it's like they reduce the amount of packs from 16 to 12 with the concept that you'll get more chances of the kind of super legendaries or higher rarities. But, you know, still less is less, right? But there we go. Fancy serpent token. That is pretty cool, though, right? And as I said, this is kind of a test recording. Just to test lighting, I'm using my Samsung phone in ultra wide with, was it V Studio? Yeah. All these with the lighting. So if you got any feedback, if you go, yeah, cool, feel free. As I said, I want to get a bit better with this, but at the end of the day, look, I'm just an old Eldrick Aussie dude opening up a bunch of cards on the internet and having a yak. Alright. Having a yak. Alright. So there's a pack art. I think they're all the same. Oh no. There you go. That's another thing of pack art there. Nice. What's the other one? Is there 3? Yeah. Very cool. Let's go. Yeah. We'll go in order on. Sure. Alright. So got a little ripple. They're relatively easy to open, and then I proceed to munt it. Right, let's relatively easy to open with the little rip thing. And it's like, no, it's not shit. You come out. Probably get some sort of epic. This is bad, everyone. Holy shit. My cat Diego's just looking at me going, what the fuck? Alright. So I believe there's X amount of commons or bronzes. Then there's silvers, which are like your uncommons, and then you've got your golds, which are like your rares, and then you've got your usually you can get a foil of any rarity, and then I believe you get your legendary, super legendary cards. So junk. Fair enough. Steelclad Minotaur, 7/6. The game is, I very much enjoy it. I said I like the artwork. I like the fact it just uses very clear typeset, font. I'll have a discussion about that in another video about readability in cards as you get older. But, you know, you can see everything there, you know, the cost, strength, its health, all its various bits and pieces. You know, it uses keywords, you know, rush, ward, white text. Very readable cards, and I appreciate that big time with any TCG. So you got God Sent Stride. And the artwork's really cool. Up the top left is a different craft that the card is. Craft is like it's a color of mana, like magic, or you know, type of magic that you use, or abilities. Manifestation of Repose. Oh, okay. So, what do we get here? Nephthys. Alright. Yeah, look at that. That's why I like it. So that's a super legendary. And then I think you can get the ones which are these, but they're foiled, right? Like they've got an extra rainbow foil type colour over it. But yeah, look at that. That's cool. Nice. I could put some, you know, ka-ching money up, but the reality is most of the value, and as I said, I say this just out of interest for people that might be interested in this, but realistically, most of the money either comes from the special, very rare to get leader cards, right? And maybe a few other cards after that. They're pennies, basically, right? Vengeful Radiance. So there's a foil. So I think your gold cards are always foil. And then you get, let's Colette, Holy Gunner, Evolve. So pretty much in the final slot before the token, it's usually an evolved card, and it can be from any rarity. It's really cool. As I said, I really like the artwork. And then you get a token. Holy Tiger is a beast 4/4 for 4. Look at it. Look at it. Majestic. Beautiful. Alright. So we go. Let's go super legendary. Let's go you. Cool. So yeah, as I said, a lot of the games I collect, real talk, their value in terms of cards, it's very neither here or there. That's not to say that I haven't got some cards worth a couple of bucks, you know, definitely. But it does go to prove the point that, like, I buy these because I like collecting master sets, right? I like collecting sets, I like looking at them as well as playing them, as I said, play sets and that. And I do find that for most games, I will always buy at least a booster box, because it just gives me a good pool of cards to start my collection for the set, right? Arian. Cheeky little demon. Abysscraft. Ward of Unkilling. Mana Pistol Merc. Alright. So it's always 3 bronzes, then it's a couple of silvers, and I think one of the silver slots can be that's where like a super legendary or something can be. Amphera Sword Angel. Yet again, I like the readability of it. Rush. If I remember, Rush is basically it can attack on the turn you bring it out. And I think Strike is it can attack on the turn it comes out, and it can also attack your opponent directly to face. Kiss of Lust. That's cool. Then we've got our gold card. And Rose. That's pretty cool. Dragoncraft. Yeah, so we got 2 silvers, then the gold, which is normal. And then we got our Evolve, which is a legendary. Godsworn Alexiel. That's nice, isn't it? I think... Is it textured? No. It feels nice, though. Yeah, cool. So, as I said, you can get... The Evolved one can be any rarity, right? Obviously, there's a higher chance you'll get the bronze or silver rarity ones, but still. I can't remember how many legendaries or anything you get per pack, but... Then we got Puppet. There we go. I'll take him. Yep. Alrighty. What are we up to? Yeah. Where I live, to be honest, being an island state, we have the usual thing of lots of people play Magic the Gathering. You know, people play Pokemon. And then there's a few people that play other games like Flesh and Blood and bits and bobs. So unfortunately, I really don't have a lot of people to play a lot of these games with. But I've got a few people that I have casual games with. I certainly don't have tournaments, and I'm okay with that. I just enjoy them for the simplicity of just game being game. Geovor. What's his deal? He's nomming on some rock. Wormkin. Zealot of Truth. Malevolent Al-Mi'raj. Very malevolent. Very. Then our silvers. Reiner Evolution's Herald. Now, as I said, this is kind of a main test run. I've done box openings on my Twitch, but I haven't really done one where I've just recorded and uploaded it straight to YouTube. So feel free, honestly, tell me, you know, what your thoughts are, if you enjoyed it, what you'd like to see me maybe do. Truly. As I said, I like to take a pretty more relaxed, casual approach to it all. Alright, so this is a gold, so that's it might not be the right term for it, but it's a cracked foil, right? So basically any rarity can get that little treat. Or actually I should say any rarity, I think that's bronze, silver or gold, right? Can get one of these cracked foils. Kind of like it's a super legendary effect, but it's one of the lower rarities. So that's cool. So yeah, and as I said, I mean, they're just nice cards. Like I'll go over in another YouTube video proper my thoughts on cards, trading card games, their value, what that means to people in different manners. You know, what the value is, say, per buying a booster box, what I think, you know, is a good spend. So I believe this cost me, so we got another gold. We got Lycoris, Poisoner Princess. No, just a cute little poisoning person. Don't worry about it. It's lovely. Yeah, so I think I picked this up for $90. It was $90. And then we've got a High Enchantress, the Evolve version. Followed by a token Otaime's Vanguard. It's really cool. Yeah, so Shadowverse, because you're only getting 12 packets, right? And I know, as I said, I know some people have been normalized into, you know, smaller packs sizes in some kind of like games and all that. But I mean, it's just truth. I come from old Magic where you'd get 36 packets of cards, you know, they came down 24 and all that. So I like Sorcery, I like 36 packets, but I appreciate that, you know, some of them don't have that many. But also at the same time, I feel that if you're not giving as many packets, the price needs to be appropriate, right? So Arian, we've seen him. If we've already seen him, we'll go, and we will already see a number of the bronzes pretty quick. Water of Unkilling. Mana Pistol Merc. Much mana, many pistols. So yeah, there's a certain price I feel comfortable with, and I think Monica's Familiar, cute. I think Shadowverse, when they reduced their card sets down, they were still going for about $120 for only 12 packets, and I did have to admit, kind of think to myself, no, that's not great value. But when they go on special, when they're about $80, $90, maybe even $75, I think $75 for 12 packets is fine. Violet Dragon. This is Australian too, of course, right? Then our gold is Durandal, the Incorrigible. Very incorrigible. It's lovely. But as I said, I like the cards. I like them. Elios Loyal Dragoon. Evolved. Then our token is Puppet. Beautiful. So yeah, at that price point, you know, $80, $90, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's okay. But like I was saying before, if you are thinking about just buying these type of things to try to get value or that, it is just pure gamble, because the cards in the sets, a lot of them are just the usual. They're the super rares, one in stupid amount of cases or whatever, you know, and even then they're still only $200-$300. And I say only, it's money, but if you're spending, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on cases of a set of a game, And you go, yes, finally I got that $300-400 card. And then the rest of the cards don't even come up to it, right? War Dog. Look at him, the good boy. A very bitey boy. Righteous Dragoon. It's got a lot of really cool power fantasy, you know, the different crafts. Dragoncraft, Beastcraft, Runecraft and all that, Swordcraft, Forestcraft. They all definitely have their own unique vibe, right? And it's pretty cool. And I will say their starter packs are excellent. Moonshade Mage. Reminds me for some reason of Rassilon from Dragonlance, right? Don't know why, but truly. So the silver slots are where the good stuff might be, the super legendaries. Madlance Centaur. I said Mad Lad Centaur. Alright, so 2 silvers, so normal. Kiss of Lust, we've seen that one. And then we got a golden Slash of the One. And we have our Evolve is a Temple Wind Bear. Look, is it? It is. It is a big wind bear, truly. Summons a Holy Tiger token on Evolve. And our token is a mystical artifact. Very cool. So yeah. But bit by bit, I am... Now the good news is that means a lot of these type of cards, especially these card games, many of them, are cheap to buy singles, right? You know, as the professor from Tellurian can, you know, always buy singles. Unless you're Australian, who, you know, we can't use TCG Player. Now, there are other options other than TCG Player, but obviously not having TCG Player really does reduce the ease of just getting a lot of readily available singles. So unfortunately, other than kind of groups and a few other kind of communities, it isn't as easy to get to get singles, even if they're dirt cheap on TCG. Forgotten Sanctuary, right? So Zealot of Lust, I'm here for it. I do like my Abysscraft, I won't lie. Don't know why. Is that a harpy? Hell yeah. Zealot of Unkilling. I think that's something to do with that other spell of Unkilling, wasn't it? Music we've got in the background too is Harris Heller. Great streamer and content creator that's been really good to produce a whole bunch of kind of royalty, copyright-free music for peeps to use. So, shout out to the Mad Lad. Battlefield Inquisitor. Then we've got a Cracked Foil Zwei, Murderous Puppet. We could put some money up here, like be like shing ching, like 2 cents. Look at that little slip. But as I said, if you do just play and you do just collect and you're not using these things as an investment tool, and you've got the free money to spend on a bit of hobby that sparks joy, hell yeah. Ouroboros. Nice. That's pretty cool. Then we got Azord, Duke of the Mists. Very nice. And what's our token? The serpent, like our box topper. Cool. All right. What are we down to? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're halfway through, peeps. We're already halfway through. A fleeting bit of joy and spark of happiness, yes? That's alright. We'll just ruin the value of my 3-cent cards. Truly. Insane Dark Elf. That is a very insane looking bloody Dark Elf. I love it. I'm here for it. But yeah, I do recommend, look, I mean, if you find the start, you just want to casually play the game, pick yourself up. They've got a couple of, there's a new starter decks just released for each craft. Phantom Assassin. And they're excellent, right? They play good. You know, don't worry about some are better than the others. It doesn't matter if you're just playing casually with your mate or mates. Sneer of Disdain. I was wondering if she was like sneering, but I think it's the dragon. The dragon sneering. I think she is the dragon, and she is I don't know what's going on there. There are dragon eggs. There's a dragon. There is a sneer. Beautiful. Veridic Discovery. Alright. Alchemist. And our first silver is another Mora Monica's Familiar. And then we got our gold Swordflash Panther. So as I said, I really enjoy their foilings, right? I do like their treatment. And like I said, if I could use TCG Player, I'd buy the living buggery out of all the cheap singles. Right? Marion the Mummy. Anyway, maybe not. Who knows? That's excellent. And then we've got our token is Victoria. She is a cutthroat puppet. Bloody hell. Yeah, alright. Alrighty. Let's have a look here. Next pack. But like I said, I enjoy buying a box of each set. Of all the games I enjoy. Right? It just gives me a good amount of cards that I can sit back and just have a look through. Right? And look, you're paying a premium for it. Of course you are. But yet again, with not being able to use TCG Player, living in an island, it is what it is, right? This is how you deal with your hobby. Draco Marionette. Little dragon kind of puppet. Oh, hell yeah. Rabbit Mage. Go with our Rabbit Necromancer deck. Look at him. Look at him. Or her. I don't know. It's a Rabbit Mage. A Zealot of Repose. Okay. Very cool. Our first silver. Chris Pumpkinhead. That's sweet. Did I mention I like the artwork in the game? I really do. I really do. Okay, so we got another legendary. Sylvia the Condemner. She is a supreme. Oh, alright. We find this acceptable. Yes. I worked out the other day that with a lot of my card collection currently, I'm slowly buying binders and putting all my different games into sets. And I have a lot of card games. And I think I worked out I need at least 30, 40, 50,000 penny sleeves. I was like, minimum. I'm like, oh, that's going to be a lot of sleeving. I just finished up, well, I didn't finish, but I just did first three sets of Star Wars Unlimited and about the first 4 sets of Lorcana over a few nights, and oh my goodness, we got a long way to go, peeps. All right, so we got a gold Tart Man. That is a Tart Man. There you go. Look at it. Look at him. Look at that Tart Man. They're the most beautiful Tart Man ever. Truly. That's amazing. A Tart Man. Truly. And then we got a gold Evolve and Rose. I think we had the normal version of her, so that's cool. The downside to a game like Shadowverse is, though, unfortunately, that you do not get much. Even though the set isn't big, there are a lot of legendaries and things like that and rares in the set. And to get your play sets, you just don't get many in your box, right? Because you're only getting 12 packets of 8 cards, right? You're guaranteed, you're getting three bronzes, then you're getting at least 1 or 2 silvers. You do get 1 gold, but then after that, you're not getting many legendaries. Maybe you'll get 5 or 6 legendary super legendaries, which unfortunately means Shadowverse is one of the games, not the only one, but one of those games where even buying a couple of boxes won't get you play sets of much. And that leads to where a lot of people then go, well, I buy a case or 2, and you'll be okay. And as I said, we'll save that for another discussion, but the TLDR is, I feel that any card game, if it's expected for players to buy cases to spend thousands of dollars to get a play set of cards, no. I don't think that should be the case. Zealot of usurpation. Yes. I mean, maybe it's the poor in me, right? Maybe I'm just poor. Maybe I should do better and spend thousands of dollars. But in my drift. And yet again, look, power to people. If you've got the money and that's what you find enjoyable, good to you. Zealot of disdain. That's from the sneer, isn't it? So that's more of a sneer. But I very much like the games where they go, look, if you buy probably 2 boxes, you'll get a good amount of your cards, especially the lower rarity and full play sets, and then you'll only have to pick up a few of the higher rarity ones. And then the chase cards, a happy pig. Look at the happy pig. Chase cards I'm fine with being chase cards, right? Because you don't need them for your play set. And they're the money shot, right? That's what you're looking for. But I think outside of chase cards, you should be able to get full play sets of most of the cards in at least 2 or 3 boxes. At the most 4 boxes, right? At the most 4 boxes you should be getting like most of the play set of cards, outside of chase cards. Elias Loyal Dragoon, I think I've seen him. Salome, that's nice. And I think also it comes from the perspective, like if you're playing tournaments and stuff and you're getting prizes and all that, it's different. And obviously if you're a content creator and, you're given cases to open up and shit, right? Like Tartarus, the Tormentor, that's nice. But you only have to look at Red Zone Rogue, when he does open up large amounts of boxes, and it's cool to watch, but then it's like, I got a fair bit of their set, and you're like, God damn. Right, not all of it. They got a few hits. Beautiful. So, yes, if you're on a budget and you treat this as a hobby and you're just really cash with it, then definitely I appreciate Sachuel. I like that. I'm happy with the fact that with games like Shadowverse, I'll buy a couple of boxes at the most, and I'll just deal with the fact that, you know, that's okay. Maybe one day TCG Player will actually start selling to Australia. Thornburst. The only thing bursting there is those flowers, truly. And that hat. Look at that fucking hat. What's going on there? I love it. It's the best hat ever, truly. Alrighty. Third last pack, peeps. Do we hit big money? Big money. Big money. Alrighty, let's have a look here. But can't stress enough, the game Shadowverse, it's great. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. As I said, I like the cards, love the artwork. Joy of Destruction. Yeah, thoroughly enjoy it. As I said, if I can buy the boxes for $75, $80 Australian, I'm comfortable with it. But when they're $120, $130 or more, I'm like, no. Angel of the Iron Steed. Love it. And this isn't one of the new sets either. This is one of the older sets. I am catching up to date. I think I got Bullets was my latest one. So I've still got about 1, 2... I think I've got to get Dragoon set 2. And then it's only, what, set 11, 12, 13, 14 or whatever. I haven't bought any of the side sets either. I might buy the swimsuit one. Might. Just one box. Zealot of Silence. What's silent about that? That's amazing. How many belts do you want? Yes, is the answer. Right, Colette, a holy gunner. Truly. That's pretty big guns. Look at it. Look at that gun on the side there. Truly. Then we've got Dragon Soul Princess. Silver. Cute. Then we have a gold Edict of Truth. That's nice. And then we have our Evolved as a bronze Insane Dark Elf. So we did actually get the normal version. I find out of these sets, you usually get at least one of the the bronzes, right? The full set from the set almost. And then you usually get a reasonable amount of the silvers. And then you'll get a sum of the golds. And then you'll get your X amount of legendaries, obviously. But that's from a collecting viewpoint, right? That's not from a play set. From a play set viewpoint, have fun, right? You are looking at least 3-4 boxes at least. And that's just from silver and bronze, silver, right? And maybe a bit of gold. Definitely not the legendaries. Magic Sediment, cool. All right, second last pack. Second last pack. So I don't know if there's leaders in this one. Leaders are usually the big ticket item in a set. Very fancy, very cool. And they are very cool, right? They are very cool. Getting a leader would be fucking sweet. Won't lie. Alright. High Enchantress. Manifest Malice. That's cool. Knower of history, much knowing. Silver Liam, Master of Puppets. Just a cutthroat that deals with, well, puppet. He looks a bit like Wesker from Resident Evil, right? Okay, so we got a legendary. Is that another Nephis? Oh, well, there we go. We got. Well, we're on our way to I guess at least a play set of Nephis. Only 2 more to go, right? Hell yeah. Oh, we get a legendary and a super legendary Nephis. That's funny. That's funny. I can see my Diego cat stirring, going, Father, I would like to walk over all your cards. So that's the legendary version. Did we get the super legendary version of it too? Yeah, okay, so we got the super legendary version of it with a bit of that cracked foiling. I mean, to be honest, not too much difference. But, oh well, you know, sure. There's a bit of extra foiling on it or something. Funny. Alright, then we got our gold Eidolon of Madness. Then we got the evolved version of the Rabbit Mage. That's pretty cute. I don't think in all the Shadowverse boxes I bought, and yet again I've only bought one box from each set, so it's not like a large pool. Then we have a token of Lloyd. It's fucking Lloyd. He's another puppet. Yeah. I don't think in all the Shadowverse boxes I've got, I haven't got a leader. I haven't got anything like, oh shit, you know. I mean, yet again, it's all like what you think all damn is, right? Like, as in, you know, I've still got plenty of really good super legendaries and stuff, but yeah, I haven't, basically TLDR, I haven't got a leader yet from one single set yet. So it looks like this isn't changing. So what's that? 12 boxes, 10 sets, not a leader card. That's why you should buy 2 cartons, man. You're guaranteed to get one. Yes, that is true. that is true, right? Alright, what wildlife do we get? So final pack, peeps. Zealot of Destruction. Temple Wind Bear. Truly. Okay, we got Marion the Mummy. So that's her non-evolved form. So we got her evolved form. Love it. Then we got Heartless Battle. A silver. It's a bunch of the puppets attacking each other, I think. Okay, so then we got another legendary. We got... Oh, that's nice. Aether of the Warrior King. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I mean, that is lovely. That is delicious artwork. I love it. Nice foil on it. Beautiful. Beautiful. 5 cents. I'm sorry, I'm joking. It's not 5 cents. It's probably a cent. It's probably a cent. Okay. And then we got our gold. We got Zwei Murderous Puppet. And then our evolve is a Geovore, so we actually got the normal version of that. And then finally we get a token of Ancient Artifact. Ancient Artifact. So from all that, we got one super legendary Nephis, and then we got 4 legendaries from the box, right? And bear in mind that there are 21 super legendaries. There are 21 legendaries, and then there's 21 of their special foil versions, right? 7 ultimates, we didn't get an ultimate, and 2 SPs, specials, which are they're the ones we were looking for, right? So 21, as you can see what I mean by you need to buy a lot of boxes, right, to get play sets and that, and 28 gold, right? So I mean, you're getting 12. We probably got. I don't think we're getting dupes, but let's just say we got half of what the gold is, and we got, you know, 5 of the 21 legendaries. So yes, if you are collecting Shadowverse even as a master set or just as a set, right? You can't do it on one box. You gotta. But yet again, they're cheap. And let me just have a quick look here. Let's have a look here, right? This is TCG player. So we will go to more products. Shadowverse Evolve. Yet again, this is pointless because I can't use this myself, but it gives us an idea. Set is Alterchaotica. Alterchaotica. So you can see there, so the ultimates out of that box, Orchis Puppet Girl Ultimate and Miss Tartman Ultimate, you know, kind of like 70 Australia, US, so, you know, 100 Australian, and then Super Legendary for 34, 30. So there's a few at market value of around 30, but yet again, they are the super legendaries. So if we go rarity, super legendary. Our super legendary Nephis is, drumroll please. All right, we're going to be able to buy. We're going to buy a house, aren't we? All right, so my so our super legendary Nephis is $1.75. All right, so that's Australian, you know, maybe $3. Let's be decent. Let's be fair. We sell them for $5 here in Australia, right? At least, right? So $5 for the super legendary. Do we get any hits from the legendaries? Already we're down to the $3 mark and I haven't seen anything we got. So Sylvia the Condemner. Yeah, so she's about a $5 card. And Godsworn Axel. That's another $5 card. And Aether of the Warrior card's probably $10 card. So there's $20. Yeah, Nephis is no one wants no one wants Nephis, right? Nephis is like, get out of here, really. So Nephis isn't even in the scheme of price, right? So there we have it. So probably out of all that, for my $80, whatever I spent, right? The card wise, I probably got 10, 20, 15, 20 $20 in hits, right? So all in all, then it cost me if I sold them, it cost me $60 to get the rest of the cards for my set, which look, real talk, I'm okay with. Yet again, I'm fine, but it just goes to a point here that, you know, like most of these card games, the hits are only an X amount of cards, right, in a whole set, and that goes for most of these games. So if you're just buying boxes to, in essence, gamble, if you are an adult, then you do you, boo, right? Like, it's your money, but you just got to be fine with the fact you are gambling. And I honestly don't know if the odds are any worse or any better than just going to the pokies, which I don't recommend either. So, but as I said, if you treat it as a hobby, if you're enjoying it, or look, if yet again, you do you, right? But for me, I'm happy to buy a box and just deal with the fact that hits or otherwise, what the money spent offers me. It's just a bit of enjoyment opening them up, and then enjoyment both playing with them, and putting them into a binder and just enjoying them, right? So if you agree, look, feel free, as said, like and subscribe to my channel, so to show me that yes, you'd like to see some more box openings. And also check me out on Twitch, Lockerbar, and yeah, I hope to chat to you all soon. Leave a comment down below what you thought of my amazing pulls. All right then, till next time, have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, and or evening.